Okay, so little dig on the new four-door group. I know they have to have all their creature comforts and everything. Power locks, power windows, stereo and all that. The TJ, they're the real alphas. But sometimes alphas like music, and so I finally broke down. I was like, I gotta be honest, I've only had one speaker working, and so I actually don't use it ever. Bought some kickers. See, it's stuck to the back, and I got kicker speakers for both the dash, the lower dash, and for the sound bar. And I got an Alpine stereo. I don't know when that's showing up, but I guess we'll put these kickers in. Got some instructions. Do alphas raid these? Sometimes. Yeah, I think they are. So everything I bought was. No, I guess I got a little bit of wire, so we'll figure it out. Okay, so it comes with these here, and I gotta be honest, I don't know exactly what they're here for. So we got a couple, what appears to be, I don't know, I'm not a stereo guy. I actually got a friend that's actually really into stereos here. Your custom speaker kit is a plug and play as long as you have the original wiring has not been cut. The pics show a sound bar from a 2003 to the 1999 to 02 speakers installed the same way. If your factory speaker plugs have been cut off, refer to wiring code color chart below. Okay, they're saying 97 to 04, your left speaker. Either way, they give a wiring. So man, I should have these things in and just mirror. Shouldn't take too long, so. Alrighty. Hey, these are nice looking. These are really nice looking. Cool. And I forgot that I had these here. I just set the box inside. Let me see. Where'd this come from? Says TJ Dash Pod. So I'm assuming these are the front speakers. I think these came from Morris. I don't think I have the stereo yet. Alright, cool. Oh, hey, easy there. Alright, so these got these. I think the speakers slide into those, so we'll find out. These are kicker 5 1/4. And I don't know if this is, yeah, I'm assuming this is going to work more like a what a sub does, to where it encloses it, but I'll find out. Okay, so this is the base or the plate that they send. I think I got these from Morris Off-Road with the speakers, and this allows you to run the larger speakers. So this goes into the original mounting position, but this is where your new speaker mounts, is these small ones. Well, I already got this mounted up here, but I'm going to actually take a little bit smaller drill bit and run through the center of those holes, and I'll drop that down and open those holes up. That way, when these are going up through there, they're not going to interfere. Buzz that down. So I removed the ring, and I'm showing you the screw that they send to hold the new speaker onto those rings. Now, so you're gonna, since the ring is already threaded to accept those screws, your sound bar is going to have to it's going to need a larger hole to not obstruct those screws from going through the ring. So you're going to need a larger drill bit. So that's what you see me doing here. Now this fabric, I'm telling you, is absolute pain. I do know different trim levels of the Jeeps come with different types of materials, but at least what the Sahara came with, or my particular 99, the insulation of the fiber or padding, whatever, wrapped up on this drill bit insane, and it wrapped up tight, and it's almost like there was a glue or something on it. It wasn't the outside fabric so much, more than the I don't know what it was, some white insulation. You can see it right there. So be prepared to take your time to get those holes done properly. You ready?
I'm ready.
About it. This has to go on here, like so. Okay, so yes, I put the gasket on. Focus there. I put the gasket on this, and I drilled through the back side. 16th drill bit, screwed it up there, ran the 16th drill bit holes through there, through the center of this. Now I got to come back and drill it with the larger drill bit now. Alrighty, so I'm gonna have to take this out. Phillips in there. There's the dash. I'm just using a little brake tool. Careful doing this in the cold. Up here. Alright, so let me show you what we got for the front. Some more kicker speakers. I don't know if these are good or bad. But this is the pod that it comes with, and everything's plug and play. Has a little spot in the back with a grommet. When you plug these into the speaker, it can only go one way, and so far these are fitting the harness. So let me take this off. Supposedly this side, I don't think you have any modification that you have to do to get it to go in. The other, I think the driver's side, there's a little bit you have to do. Oh, that's where that is. I've been missing that right there. That's where it is. Actually, I think I need to take these off. Harness together. Now, I'm thinking this might have to be trimmed. Let me just push this in as opposed to plugging it in. Yeah. Yeah, I think that has to be trimmed. Let me go check. So yes, these have to be removed. Tin snips, you cut them. This is what they're recommending. Yeah, it's a bit much for tin snips, but it does work. Now that one don't want to cut. Oh, it's almost all the way through. Whoa. Wow, we got some nice razors in. Actually, it's not bad. All right, let's see if the thing fits. Might have to bend that one in. We will see. Oh, yeah. Literal plug and play. They said that on us reusing this hardware. All right, so I originally was concerned about removing those metal straps. You do, in fact, have to remove them on both the drivers and the passenger. They're identical. You use the tin snips. However, the strength that you remove from cutting them out with tin snips is pretty much replaced by these pods that hold the speakers. So I wouldn't worry about cutting them out, because at least with how they send it, the Quadratec, these pods are fantastic, and it should give these speakers a little bit more bass, the way I understand it, because it's going to work similar to the way a subwoofer would. I guess I'll give you a heads up. I'm super happy with the way this worked. And the speakers, you know, since neither Harley or I are real stereo guys, they're not cheap by any means. I mean, each set of speakers are in the upper $100. They're pushing what, 170, 180. You know, so they're definitely not a $50 speaker, but they're not crazy outlandish. So I probably had 350 to probably 350 to 380 into this the set of 4 speakers. I did use a discount code on one of them. So, well, I'm almost done with this passenger side, and I'm going to throw the cover on here. We're done. I mean, these front pod speakers, these kickers come from Quadratec with the pods, and they're awesome. I didn't know what I was going to get when I ordered them, and I was blown away with not only the sound. We just went on a couple thousand-mile trip with them, so we listened to them that entire time, and the more I listened to them, the happier I was. And most of the time, that's the opposite. I will say, with the sound bar, especially those speakers up there, they get extremely loud. I mean, louder than I want. I mean, to the point that it's hurting your ears. All right, concerning the stereo, I didn't show a lot of the radio installation. The reason is because there's going to be so many different types of radios and how they fit into their adapters. There again, I went with one from Quadratec, and the reason is I noticed that the products that were being sold, or I should say sold by Quadratec, Morris, these different Jeep companies, I could tell that they were guaranteed to fit, and they're more of a waterproof variant, I should say, as opposed to other kicker speakers. And and it appears as though this Alpine radio was specifically made for these Jeeps, and this adapter fit extremely well, especially after I cut that piece of exercise mat. I think I cut it about 5/16 thick and put it underneath there. Now I made it the full width, and then I taped it in there, slid the adapter back in there with the radio, and it fit perfect. The plug and play harness that they sent with this Alpine radio from Quadratec fit perfect. I mean, I was extremely happy. Now it was missing one screw, and what was that? Like some 4mm screw. That was a pain in the hind end. We had to go to quite a few stores to actually find that. I just think that there was a little mess up there at the packaging at the Alpine manufacturer, what have you. But extremely happy with this system. Here now, it's pretty solid. It's actually really solid with that piece of foam that's underneath it. All right, now that I'm up here in the Jeep, I want to cover a couple things that were important to us. One is a knob. With it being trail rig, I had to have a knob over buttons. That's just a personal opinion. I don't like buttons as far as adjusting things. I wish I could have got a dial for the tuner, but it is what it is. Let me see, I'm not on the tuner, so no, I just went past it. Okay. You know, it's kind of a small button right there to be pushing up and down, but it is what it is, and they work. It's just you need, when you get out on the trail, your hands like grow double the size because of the vehicle moving. So that's why knobs are better on a trail rig. This door right here, as far as USB. That's really nice and convenient, and absolutely that was a must for me because I had to have this. How much we listen to YouTube videos on the road, podcasts, what have you. I listen to as much of that as I do actual radio. What's that? So we got the knob, we got that. It's very well backlit, whether it's day or night. So I give this Alpine a big thumbs up. However, there is a negative. I wish this source button, since I primarily use tuner and Bluetooth or whatever, I wish I didn't have, I don't care for CD. You know, you've seen all these things I have to scroll through to get to the couple that I need to go to, tuner and Bluetooth. It's a minor, that's a minor complaint, but you know, we've noticed that. Concerning the speakers, I'm very happy with these Kicker speakers. I'd heard different people say that Kicker speakers are junk. I didn't know what they meant by that. I mean, because these were each set of speakers were 170-ish, 180. I think that's how much they were. I could be wrong, but so I had like 360. We'll say 360 into the 4 speakers, and then I had whatever the radio cost. So not an really expensive system, but definitely not the cheapest. Extremely happy with it. It's very clear and it's really loud. The people that have been around have been really impressed. Now, it has decent bass. It has actually really good bass for what it is. I do want to put a sub in the center console. Originally, Kicker, and I forget the company they were paired up with, made a sub to go in the very back. It's a small corner one, but I opted to not go with that because how limited the space is on these TJs. Limited, I mean that there's no space, so I wasn't willing to give up. I will give up some space in our center console because the only thing I keep in it is my winch controller, and then that I'll occasionally put it over there when I'm traveling. What else? Boy, I think I'm happy with it. I'm gonna have my buddy help me with this sub. So if you see big guy Tim help me put it in, that's his genre. That's his game. He's really into stereos, and I'm gonna take this over. I'm gonna pull it out and show him exactly what we got to work with, and he'll hook me up with a really tight sounding bass with a small amp, because I want something really small, something to put in here. We'll cannibalize something to get it in here, and we'll show you exactly how to do it, because I guarantee you there's a lot of kids around that'd love to do that. Now mind you, kids don't mind throwing away their rear seat though. They'll fill this whole thing, the whole back seat full of speakers. I'm not doing that. So either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know it wasn't a real in-depth, but I'm not going to play the stereo for you. I already said that. Not going to do it. Not going to give you a copyright. Not going to get a copyright, just for so you can hear how it sounds. And there it is. So just going to have to go off my word that it has really good sound. And that's coming from a person that has a couple nicer stereos, so in our newer vehicles. So all right, see you later.